Have you ever woken up to find your lettuce leaves riddled with holes, as if a tiny army marched through your garden overnight? It's a frustrating sight for any gardener. One day your plants are thriving and the next, they look like a buffet for unseen guests. Or maybe your beautiful hostas have mysteriously vanished, their broad leaves reduced to ragged stubs. It can feel like a mystery, but the answer is often lurking just out of sight, hiding beneath leaves or in the cool, damp soil. The culprit is often the humble garden slug, nature's stealthy, slimy invader. These nocturnal creatures glide silently through our gardens, leaving behind a telltale silvery trail and a path of destruction. It's easy to see slugs as villains, but they're actually ancient creatures with a fascinating history. Slugs have been around for millions of years, adapting to countless environments. They play a role in breaking down decaying matter, recycling nutrients, and even providing food for other wildlife. Before we reach for harsh chemicals or drastic measures, let's pause and consider a smarter, more balanced approach. Chemicals can harm more than just slugs. They can disrupt the delicate balance of our gardens and impact beneficial insects, pets, and even our own health. By understanding slug habits, where they hide, when they feed, and what attracts them, we can outsmart them and protect our plants. With a little observation and some clever strategies, it's possible to keep your garden thriving without harming the environment or other wildlife. In this video, we'll reveal the secret life of slugs, explore their surprising place in our gardens, and share a host of simple, organic ways to keep your plants safe. You'll discover how slugs interact with other garden creatures and why a healthy ecosystem is your best defense. We'll learn how to make our gardens less inviting to slugs by using barriers, removing hiding spots, and choosing the right mulches. These small changes can make a big difference in keeping your plants safe, and we'll show you how to encourage natural enemies like hedgehogs, birds, and frogs to help keep slug populations in check, creating a balanced and vibrant garden. With the right knowledge and a few simple steps, you can enjoy a lush, healthy garden, and yes, you can have your lettuce and eat it too, all while working in harmony with nature. Believe it or not, slugs are nature's cleanup crew. They break down decaying matter, returning nutrients to the soil, and keeping our gardens from piling up with debris. Slugs are also a vital food source for birds, frogs, hedgehogs, and beneficial insects. Remove slugs and you risk losing these garden allies. Their underground work aerates the soil, and even their slime adds nutrients. So while their appetite for our veggies is frustrating, slugs are part of a healthy ecosystem. The goal isn't eradication, it's balance. Protect your plants, but let slugs continue their recycling and feeding roles elsewhere. Respecting their place in nature leads to smarter, more effective control. Let's be honest, slugs can devastate a garden. These small, slimy creatures might look harmless at first glance, but their impact is anything but minor. For many gardeners, waking up to find their prized vegetables and flowers chewed to bits is a familiar and frustrating experience. Slugs are equipped with a unique feeding tool called a radula, a ribbon lined with thousands of microscopic teeth. This specialized mouthpart rasps away at tender seedlings and new shoots, leaving behind ragged holes and shredded leaves. Most of their damage happens under the cover of darkness when slugs emerge to feast while we sleep. They thrive in cool, damp conditions, making spring and autumn prime time for slug attacks. After a rain or during periods of heavy dew, slugs become especially active, gliding across moist soil and foliage in search of their next meal. Slugs are masters at finding shelter. They hide under stones, boards, and dense foliage during the day, and even lay their eggs in moist soil, ensuring the next generation is ready to continue the cycle. Our well-watered beds and thick mulch create perfect slug habitats, giving them shelter by day and a buffet by night. Mulch, while great for conserving moisture and improving soil, can also provide the cool, damp hiding spots slugs love. A single slug can destroy a tray of seedlings overnight. Their appetite is voracious, and they can quickly wipe out young plants before they have a chance to establish themselves. Slug control isn't just about looks, it's about plant survival. If left unchecked, slugs can ruin an entire season's worth of hard work, leaving gardeners discouraged and gardens bare. Understanding their habits and our role in creating slug-friendly environments is the first step to effective organic defense. By observing where slugs hide and feed, we can adapt our gardening practices to make our spaces less inviting to them. Let's turn the tables and make our gardens less appealing to these midnight marauders. Simple changes like adjusting watering schedules, Removing excess mulch or adding barriers can make a big difference. Knowledge is your best weapon. The more you understand about slugs and their behavior, the better equipped you'll be to protect your plants and enjoy a thriving, beautiful garden. The first step in protecting your garden from slugs is to make it as unwelcoming as possible for them. Slugs are always on the lookout for cool, damp places to hide during the day, so your goal is to remove those opportunities wherever you can. By being proactive, you can save yourself a lot of trouble later in the season. Start by tidying up your garden. Remove piles of wood, unused pots, and thick weeds. These are prime slug hideouts. Even a forgotten board or a dense patch of weeds can become a slug hotel overnight. The fewer hiding places you leave, the less likely slugs are to stick around. When mulching, keep a few inches of space around plant stems and thin out dense plantings. This improves airflow and helps the soil surface dry out faster, making it less attractive to slugs. Dense, damp areas are exactly what slugs love, so open things up and let the sun and breeze do their work. Water your garden in the morning, not the evening. This gives the soil time to dry before nightfall, when slugs are most active. Slugs need moisture to travel, so a dry surface at night is a simple but effective deterrent. If you can, use drip hoses or soaker hoses. These deliver water directly to the roots, keeping leaves and the soil surface drier. Less moisture on the surface means fewer slugs venturing out. Practicing good garden hygiene, like regularly removing fallen leaves and plant debris, disrupts the slug life cycle and naturally reduces their numbers. Slugs lay eggs in moist, sheltered spots, so keeping things tidy makes it harder for them to reproduce. Think of it as closing down the local slug hotel. When you remove their favorite hiding and breeding spots, you force them to look elsewhere for shelter. The more comfortable and inviting your garden is for you, the less comfortable it will be for slugs. A tidy, well-maintained garden with few hiding places encourages slugs to move on in search of better conditions. Prevention is your strongest, simplest defense. By making a few small changes to your gardening routine, you can keep your plants healthy and your garden slug-free all season long. Next, use barriers slugs hate. Copper tape around pots or copper rings on the ground gives slugs a tiny shock, keeping them away. Sharp materials like diatomaceous earth, crushed eggshells, or grit irritate slugs but reapply after rain. Beer traps lure slugs in. Sink a jar of beer into the soil and empty it daily. Or plant a sacrificial crop like lettuce or marigolds away from your prized plants to draw slugs elsewhere. These methods accept slugs as part of the garden but redirect their attention. Combine barriers and traps for layered protection. It's about making your plants less accessible and less appealing. Outsmart, don't outgun. The most sustainable slug control? Let nature help. Birds, frogs, toads, and beetles are natural slug predators. Attract birds with feeders, water, and dense shrubs. A small pond or log pile invites frogs and toads. Beneficial insects like ground beetles thrive in wild corners and log piles. Avoid pesticides to protect them. A biodiverse garden is more resilient and self-regulating. Wild areas and natural habitats bring in your garden's own pest control team. Once established, these predators keep slugs in check with little effort from you. A balanced ecosystem is your best long-term defense. Work with nature, not against it. After years of trial and error, I've found success comes from combining several organic methods. My three-pronged approach: diversion, protection, and predation. I plant a patch of sacrificial lettuce or marigolds to lure slugs away from my main crops. For pots, copper tape is a must. For seedlings, sharp grit or crushed shells protect their base. Most importantly, I encourage natural predators with ponds, log piles, and no chemicals. This integrated strategy creates a healthy, balanced garden where plants and wildlife thrive. Try this combination and you'll see a real difference. Happy gardening, and may your lettuce stay whole.